Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how did we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the eCommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The eCommerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com.
It's eCommerce Minute episode 717.
In today's episode, TJ Maxx and Marshalls reopen e-commerce stores.
Maybe. We've all been missing our regular dose of retail therapy from our favorite stores during this pandemic, but certain sacrifices must be made. Specifically, some of the most beloved and sorely missed retail oases are popular discount retailers. After closing their doors and halting online orders, TJ Maxx and Marshalls websites are back up and running, but the retailers are asking customers for their patience as they work to get their business back to normal. The websites are limiting the number of online orders they can receive each day to help comply with enhanced safety measures. Quote, as various states and countries reopen business and we reopen our own stores and e-commerce websites, health and safety will remain a very important consideration, says Ernie Herman, CEO and president of the TJX companies, in a statement. If you're shopping online at one of these sites, you'll know the store has reached its daily cap when you can't add to cart. A message will read, we have temporarily stopped taking orders online. Our site is open for browsing, but you cannot buy at this time. We apologize for any inconvenience. That means you'll have to wait until the following day to check out. In-store, they have installed protective shields at cash registers, added social distancing markers in queue lines, implemented new processes for handling merchandise returns, and instituted new cleaning regimens, including enhanced cleaning of high-touch surfaces throughout the day. Additionally, employees and customers who shop in the reopened stores will be asked to wear a face mask. We can only assume their website will probably have messy shelves to match their in-store aesthetic. Okay, let's forget about the in-store experience because it's all the same thing. But why? Like, I went on the site this morning and it's already closed.
They've always had it. I mean, if you think about it, any one of those guys, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, all the, they work a certain way, right? It's not product that's actually at stores. It's the product that got rejected for some
right
reason.
So you think it's the product selection makes it a little bit more difficult, and then adding safety protocols on top of that would cause this kind of glut or delay or whatever we're calling it.
Yeah. I mean, and you also think about like TJ Marshalls it's not about I'm going to pick something up. It is about the browsing.
Yeah.
It's hard to do online too, So how do you do that? Like, how do you send that out? I always thought their e-commerce sites, wasn't it one of the stores where like, nope, we're never going to do our e-commerce? Oh, Burlington.
Yeah, Burlington. They were like, nope, we're not even going to bother.
But now what? Like, what do you do? Like, Goodwill has e-commerce stores and for certain things. Like, what do you do with that? Like, they're going to have to try to figure out how to do it. The problem with all those stores is like, do you want people browsing your store for, 2-3 hours inside?
No. No.
True.
The answer is no. Yeah, no, it's interesting. And we had a similar problem in the state of Pennsylvania. They closed the liquor stores. And then only, 30 days ago, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to reopen our website, our online store. And it was the same thing. It was like, we can only accept a certain amount of orders. And people be like, all you'd see online is, the state store, online store, it's 10 a.m. and it's closed already.
Right.
So I guess it's a similar kind of issue in that not the act of placing the order, it's the fulfillment end of it that is an issue.
I mean, like we said, everything was unorganized to start with. I can't imagine these like back stock shelves. I can't. Well, it's the dust.
No, I mean, it's a different situation in a warehouse than in the store. But the store is like, if you go to Marshalls, it's chaos in there. But they are reopening these stores. Britt, you have a note in the show notes. TJ Maxx stores made headlines earlier this week when photos on social media showed customers inside the stores packed together and not practicing social distancing. One photo from an Arkansas store showed people packed in the front of the store with only a couple people wearing face masks in the checkout lines. There were reports of long lines in stores in Greenville, North Carolina. Yikes.
Yeah, I did see those photos circulating Twitter too. I don't know what about discounted goods makes people just forget that there's a global pandemic.
It's like we said in the Burlington story. We did a story about Burlington just getting away from e-commerce. It's all about the discovery, and you need bargains in a pandemic. You must get your bargains.
Your bargain candles.
Bargain candle and a live, love, laugh sign for your cove because you're spending a lot of time at home with the husband that you don't like drinking lots of wine.
That is tea. That is, actually you just spilled.
You need the live, love, laugh sign to go with your shiplapped wall that you just installed crookedly and your husband's really mad at you for it.
And it matches and accents the tension between you and your husband very well.
It magnifies it. But that teaberry candle really smooths out the edges.
Oh, but seriously.
I'm having too much fun with this one. All right. So I guess the moral of the story is it's really not that they can't get their act together. It's just a fulfillment issue with the type of inventory that they have.
You're dead.
Nah, I was looking for something deeper, more of a conspiracy, but oh well. All right. Comparing the trend in TJX companies, which owns Marshall's, TJ Maxx, and HomeGoods stock over recent months with its trajectory during and after the Great Recession of 2008, Forbes believes that the stock could potentially gain 20% once fears around the coronavirus outbreak are put to rest, and expects to reach $58. I agree. I think these guys will bounce back more than anyone. People who love HomeGoods love HomeGoods. So I don't think these guys are going to have any problems once this is all passed. TJX stock lost 42% of its value versus 30% in the S&P 500 between February and March 23rd. And but the multi-billion-dollar stimulus package announced by the U.S. government has helped TJ stock price recover 32% over recent weeks versus the 27% gain in the S&P 500 to its current level of around $49. And that's this recording May 19th, 2020. We'll see. I don't like to bet on the stock market, but the stock market's doing great. But, if we have a bad summer, all this could be just wiped away. But this is not a stock picking show. This is a show about e-commerce and retail. And that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow.
That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add eCommerce Minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at SUMO Heavy.